Across the corporate world, there is a massive gold rush to replace human labor with automated systems. Companies are freezing new hires and eagerly rolling out artificial intelligence to handle everyday tasks, like taking orders at fast food drive-thrus. But the results in the real world have been remarkably clumsy. Customers at Taco Bell have found themselves repeatedly misunderstood, accidentally ordering items like largemouth soup. At McDonald's, the automated systems were so prone to adding hundreds of dollars worth of chicken nuggets to single orders that the entire program had to be scrapped. To see how widespread this disconnect really is, we can look at recent academic data gathered by researchers at MIT. This chart illustrates their findings. After surveying hundreds of integrated AI pilots, they found that 95% failed to extract millions in value or make any measurable impact on a company's profit and loss sheet. Far from creating an autonomous corporate utopia, consumer-level AI is currently operating as a highly unreliable, unprofitable system. Yet despite these ground-level failures, Wall Street is pouring an estimated $3 trillion into the massive physical data centers required to run these models. That astronomical infrastructure spend is heavily fueled by corporate debt. It relies entirely on an assumption that implementing AI will universally slash operating costs by 40%. When data surfaces to challenge that belief, the market reacts fast. Following the MIT report, shares in tech giants like NVIDIA and Palantir dropped almost immediately. To understand why trillions of dollars in investment are resulting in expensive errors at the drive-thru, we have to look past the financial projections and examine the underlying computer science. In 2017, researchers at Google published a paper titled "Attention is All You Need." It laid out the exact architecture that powers everything we call artificial intelligence today. They created the Transformer neural network. This system analyzes an input sequence by focusing on different parts simultaneously to determine the statistical relevance of each word. But this complex web exists to do exactly one thing: predict the next word. Because the math is strictly designed to chain together plausible-sounding text, the system possesses zero inherent understanding of factual truth. Modern AI operates as an incredibly sophisticated autocorrect. Logical errors and fabrications are not temporary bugs to be patched out. They are an inevitable guarantee of the engineering itself. Computer scientists call this problem a hallucination. The AI confidently generates sentences with perfect grammar and formatting while outputting entirely fabricated and false information. Put that into a live workplace, and you get systems inventing 10% of the details in critical medical files, or hallucinating names and insurance data into everyday scheduling software. The human toll of this technology is immediate. The staff who were supposed to be freed up by these tools now spend hours reading through every generated summary, manually hunting for the 10% that the machine made up. Instead of deploying an autonomous master tool, these companies have essentially hired a highly forgetful intern who requires exhaustive, constant supervision. Rushing to replace the workforce with language models creates a secondary layer of manual labor. It forces humans to do the tedious work of error-checking a machine, actively destroying the return on investment executives were promised. That office-level inefficiency quickly scales into massive infrastructural strain. Simply keeping these AI models running has already triggered a 4% increase in total United States electricity usage. The hardware costs are extreme. Building these foundational models requires tens of thousands of specialized chips that run $40,000 apiece. This chart outlines the severe financial imbalance at the top of the industry. A company like OpenAI currently spends an estimated $40 billion a year to maintain its infrastructure, while generating only about half that amount in revenue. When you pair astronomical data center costs with an output that still hallucinates facts and requires human correction, the math stops working. It points directly to an unsustainable economic bubble. This graph shows the Gartner hype cycle. It's a historical roadmap detailing how technologies predictably boom and bust. Right now, the market is realizing the limitations of predictive text, pushing the industry toward the sharp decline known as the trough of disillusionment. The technology is certainly not useless, and it will eventually streamline non-critical tasks, but treating it as a replacement for human reasoning is a dead end. Eventually, the industry leaders driving this capital spend will have to admit that artificial general intelligence simply cannot be achieved using today's architecture. Until computer scientists invent an entirely new neural network capable of parsing actual truth, human critical thinking and genuine interaction will remain the most valuable assets in the economy.